It's finally here. The fabled Destiny 3. People have been wanting and begging for a new Destiny game since Beyond Light. 4 years of asking to leave Destiny 2 behind and start fresh, and we finally got what we asked for. And to be honest, it really is what a lot of the community has been wanting. New Earth locations to explore? Check. New social hub? Check. New supers and abilities? Check. Personalized location like a house? Maybe a check? I'm not sure yet, but this area is screaming decorate me. Hot mommy goth girls? Check. Prequel? Check. Even in closed alpha, we can see many things the community has been begging Bungie for. The only problem is, it's a mobile game, not made by Bungie, and it's not canon to the main Destiny games. Disclaimer here, I am not a mobile gamer. Mobile gaming for me has always been when I'm bored at work and I'm killing time by playing Brick Breaker or Tetris or some other point-and-click game that has the ability to game over quick. I did try mobile Fortnite when it first came out, but I never understood why anybody played it. So for me, this is my first real endeavor into a fully fleshed out mobile game of this kind. I have put around 7 hours into this game and am currently story level 2-3. I was unable to proceed further than that because the next steps require you to wait a day. So if you hate time gating in Destiny 2, be prepared for even worse time gating. You only get 3 bounties a day and you have to complete 6 to move on from story level 2-3. So at the time of writing and recording this video, I have not done everything the alpha has to offer, every single game mode, as many unlock later. I'll be honest, I was very skeptical going into the alpha, but I can now say I'm quite impressed. This game is Destiny. The feel, the locations, the enemies. Yes, it is a mobile game. But the truth is, this is a Destiny game. The gunplay feels amazing, the abilities are unique and enjoyable, and besides a few complaints, you really wouldn't notice anything different if this game were on PC. One of the first things I did was do a little, well, some very important testing. And as you can see, this is a Destiny game for real. Pretty much a 10 out of 10 right here. They knocked down the vibe like right away. I unfortunately wasn't able to see if I could push somebody off the tower, so maybe I'll knock it down to an 8.5 out of 10 till I have someone join up with me. The new tower, called Haven, is really interesting. It's a beautiful place to walk around and see. It actually feels like a town where you have a reason to explore. Maybe it's just my feelings that the Destiny 2 tower has gotten stale over the years, but having a new social space was a great change of pace. And I've never been a person that wants the old tower back. I'm always a move forward person, but Bungie, if you're gonna watch this video, doubt it, but if you watch this video, it's time to move on from the Destiny 2 tower into something new. Even the idle NPC conversations were interesting. What started out as one guy explaining to another guy that birds aren't real, they are fallen spy drones, eventually went off the rails to them figuring out they were dating the same girl. Lily, you two-timing horn. I even found something I didn't know I needed in my day-to-day life. A load-bearing ladder. This ladder goes nowhere, but it really does bring the room together. You'll meet a lot of characters from lore that you've either never seen before or will be seen in a new light. Radagast, who was killed during the Siva crisis. Drifter is there going by one of his old names. Ikora, who I'm going to be honest, is very lore inaccurate because she has hair. There's even Kabar, which will be the first time we see him not in his Aegis form. And then you've got some other Iron Lords like Jolder and Scori. Even some enemies like Crota and his sister Uranuk. And as a lore creator, I was trying my best to really understand that this is a different story because, wow. They basically took characters, maybe a few personality traits, and then did whatever they wanted with them. The fact that Radagast has an Ahamkara pet, yeah, this is an Iron Lord that would never allow such a creature to be in his presence. The story is, well, it's there, I guess. I know this is an alpha, and we can't beat the whole story yet, but the story is the least compelling part of the entire game. I'm usually very interested in story as a lore and story creator, But eventually I started skipping dialogue and cutscenes because it was honestly pretty bad. And I don't think, unless they completely rewrite the story and change how people are talking and get new voice actors, that's really going to change much from alpha to full game. The different game modes that I have played so far are a lot of fun. You've got strikes, which are a little shorter than a typical Destiny strike. And right now I've only been able to try out one strike. I think there are going to be 2 available in the alpha, but 1 is locked until you reach level 5 in the story. And as I said earlier, I am only level 2-3. The 2 more unique game modes, Realm of the Nine and Morgren's Prey, were more interesting to me. Realm of the Nine is a solo player timed roguelite gauntlet. There are several areas you have to clear with different requirements, all within a set amount of time. Each area you clear offers you a choice of buffs to take with you the rest of the game. You'll want to do this a lot to earn artifact perks, but in Destiny 2 we call those mods. Those are where the majority of your build crafting is going to come from, as everything else is pretty well set. Morgren's Prey is similar, but with matchmaking. You and 2 other people fight waves of enemies with a timer, and before each round you vote on a team buff and or debuff. The harder the debuff, the better the rewards. I really enjoyed this activity. And this activity is where you'll get a lot of your personal upgrade materials. Basically, how it breaks down is this. Strikes are where you get new weapon. Realm of the Nine is where you get new artifact mods. Morgren's Prey is where you get character upgrades. So each activity you can clearly farm what you want for your character. And Morgren's Prey kind of reminded me of Spiral from Warframes, to give you an idea of what kind of activity that is. Speaking of characters, there are 11 playable heroes. You have your main character, Wolf, not to be confused with Young Wolf, who uses Wolf's Howl as a super, not to be confused with Young Wolf's Howl, exotic sword. The rest of the characters are either unlocked as the story goes, like Kabar and Ikora, or you get them from the loot box system. Yes, big surprise. A mobile game made by a company that is well known for gacha mechanics has a gacha mechanic. But you don't have to pay any money to use the loot box system. I haven't spent a dime, mostly because, well, you can't spend dime. That's not allowed in the alpha. And I have opened around 30 boxes so far. I am sure that as time goes on, it'll be harder and harder to earn the loot to get these boxes to encourage players to spend real money. But that is 100% your choice, whether you want to spend money or you want to grind out. Because you can pretty easily, as of right now, earn the free currency just by playing the game. Every time you do a challenge or a triumph or login daily or many other things in the game, you get Lumina Leaves, which are the loot box currency. And just like most mobile games, to upgrade certain aspects of your character, you'll need to loot box over and over to hopefully find the same hero multiple times. One thing I didn't like about the characters, but honestly I'll probably get over, is you are tied into a loadout. Not every weapon type can be used on every character. The main hero, Wolf, can only use auto rifles and heavy grenade launchers. Ikora can only use special grenade launchers and rocket launchers. Others can only use hand cannons and swords, or fusion rifles and scout rifles. So if you enjoy the supers and abilities of one character but don't enjoy the weapons, it kind of puts you at a loss. For an example, for me, I really like the abilities of Atel, an Arc Warlock that throws birds at people. But her weapons are locked to hand cannons and fusion rifles, which are very clunky in this mobile game, so I won't be using her a ton. But if you enjoy every weapon type, you'll be fine. For a mobile game, I think there's more good than bad. And the bad I can either chalk up to it being an alpha, or I can just mostly ignore it altogether. While Bungie has little to nothing to do with this game outside of licensing the IP, I hope Bungie takes a look at certain aspects of this game and bring it over to Destiny 2. I love the idea of a roguelite activity, and while Bungie has dabbled in this during temporary seasonal content, I would love to see it expanded upon in core activities. I like the idea that certain activities give you certain rewards. You always know where to farm. I wish Bungie would make more mods, and remove most mods from freebies just for ranking up, and have them as lootable drops in places. A solo gauntlet activity would be perfect in Destiny. The harder it is, the better rewards that come from it. Bungie has turned too many exotics and gear into participation trophies, and can easily populate new activities with them to give players a reason to run these new activities. In closing, I think Destiny Rising will be a great game. Do I think it'll be the death of Destiny 2? No. That's kind of silly. I think it could be overall more popular than Destiny 2 due to the love of mobile games in the Eastern markets. And if it does become more popular, that is a good thing. Bungie will be forced to reevaluate Destiny 2 and hopefully make some changes to improve and expand upon their game. If you enjoy loot and grind, Destiny 2 is the game for you. If you enjoy a more casual experience with a little bit of grind, then Destiny Rising is for you. I think this will be a great game to play during the dry times in Destiny, like typical seasonal drought. For those like me that never play mobile games, I think you should check this game out when it becomes available. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please comment, like, and subscribe.